Morning. Happy Monday to everybody. This is Mornings with Michael for information and educational purposes only. This is Bitcoin. It came down to, I guess, around 62,600 last night, and it has just taken off today. It was a price target we had shown on our show at 64,700, so it has definitely hit that. So that is the story on Bitcoin. Let us go over to our heat map, S&P 500 heat map. Tesla was down about 1.6% this morning. Microsoft is up. Most of the other big cap techs are up. Amazon is flat. Nvidia is up another 3%. Industrials, Caterpillar, Deere, and Boeing are down. So that's kind of a look at energy is off today, and most everything is moving in the positive direction. Let us, at some point, this market is going to top out, and will you be prepared if we have a big turndown? That is a big question. This may be something you want to put some of your money into. This only goes up when the market goes up, does not go down when the market goes down. It beats index investing by about 5% per year, and there are bonuses available. If you'd like to learn more, please send me a comment, and I'd be glad to help you out. So that is that. Let us go over to our charts. Take a look at our dollar chart. Dollar chart is moving up today. Looks like we got another gap up today, up 0.38%. Silver, it's pulling back on that news, off about 1%. Gold is pulling back a tiny bit, about a little over 0.25%. Copper is selling off on that, off about 2%. Uranium is actually up today. Denison Mines pulling back a little bit here, off about 1%. So let us go to our bond yields. Bond yields look like they had tried to move higher and selling off. Oh, that was Friday. And they are gapping up today, up 0.61%, kind of moving in the same rate as the dollar is. And let us go over to the 20-year. Is up 1.32% to almost 3.3% yield. Let us go over to the VIX. The VIX is pulling back here, continues to be a big red light. Eventually this will be a stale red light and it'll pop green. But for the moment, it is going down, and our indexes, I would think, could be going up. S&P 500 is up 0.7%. The equal weight is up 0.33%. The NASDAQ is up almost 1%, 0.91%. And the equal weight in the NASDAQ is up 0.4%. The small capitalization is up slightly, not pretty flat, and the Dow Jones is pretty flat as well. Let's take a look at our subsectors. Financials, up 0.37%. Communications, up 0.64%. Well, we did XLF. Real estate is bouncing off of the 50-day moving average here, up 0.41%. Utilities Got a nice bounce off of the 20-day moving average up here, up 1%. Building materials. I think this is where things may start to move. Building materials, it's pretty flat for the day. And so is biotech. Transportations. Look at this. They got a pretty big move. According to Dow Theory, this is good news. Got a little bit of a pullback today off a 0.5%. Software just keeps on marching forward. Technology got a gap up in technology this morning, up 1.25%. Consumer discretionary, considering Tesla is down. This is doing okay. Consumer staples, pretty flat for the day. Healthcare is up slightly. Home builders is up 0.63%. Trying to clear this 10-day moving average right here. Mining and metals is pulling back a little bit here as it's working on the right side of the base. Actually worked on the right side of the base. We had a double bottom, and place to buy would have been right in this area here. Clear the double bottom. Let's see if we can get up to the true pivot zone here. Infrastructure is moving up. Semiconductors. Like we got a gap up here, and it's at near its high for the day. Airlines continue working towards the pivot zone. And leisure is continuing to work towards the pivot zone. This is one of the leaders in the leisure area. And this is one of the leaders in the leisure area for IPO. So that is the story there. Let us go over to our new late Friday. Reports indicated that nearly all three branches of Iran's government, the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive branch, have been hit by heavy cyber attacks and their information stolen. To the ex-secretary of the Supreme Council of Cyberspace without explaining when those attacks happened. China's exports rose 2.4% in dollar terms from a year earlier last month, down from 8.7% year-over-year growth in August. China's Customs Office reported Monday. China's military launched a new round of war games near Taiwan, saying it was a warning to the separatist acts of Taiwan independence forces, drawing condemnation from the Taipei and U.S. governments. A Hezbollah drone strike killed 4 soldiers at a northern Israeli base, one of the deadliest attacks by the Iran-backed militia on the Jewish state in at least a year, as the army widens its offensive in southern Lebanon. Just going to adjust our screen here. On to consumer. American sports was downgraded to equal weight from overweighted Wells Fargo, saying China growth continues to be impressive at AS, but concerns about weak consumer demand and time for stimulus to be effective linger. So this is down about 3% today. General Motors and Barclays, U.S. Consumer Bank, today announced they have entered into a long-term partnership agreement for Barclays to be exclusive issuer of GM Rewards MasterCard and GM Business MasterCard in the United States starting next summer. And GM is up 0.73 on that news. VFC or VF Corporation downgraded to underweight from equal weight and cut target to $15 at Wells Fargo, saying current valuation appears to be baking in much more upside than appears realistic. Says Van's average transaction value is deteriorating to the second quarter 25, which could be another sign of pricing headwinds. And VF Corporation was moving on up and to the pivot zone, a big sell-off here today, off nearly 6%. The EU's planned tariff on Chinese-made EVs will lead to higher prices and deter buyers. Chinese EV giant BYD warned, adding the tariffs proposed for its vehicles were not fair, but that it had also not challenged them. Comments come from BYD Executive Vice President Stella Lee, telling Reuters at the Paris Car Show. Energy, Industrials, and Materials, Boeing said late Friday it will recognize $5 billion in earnings charges, announces plans to cut about 10% of jobs, reported preliminary third quarter interview revenue at $17.8 billion, missing estimate of $18.58 billion. On to Caterpillar. Caterpillar downgraded to underweight from equal weight at Morgan Stanley, citing mounting pressures on CAT's construction industry segment from potential destocking and cuts target to 332 from 349. That is why Caterpillar is down this morning, off 2.47%. On financials, B. Riley has agreed to sell its appraisal and valuations unit, Great American, to asset management firm Oaktree Capital for $400 million. The Wall Street Journal reported Riley will receive about $203 million in cash preferred equity interest in the new holding company for Great American, worth about $183 million. Discover Financial Services, B. Riley is up 25% on that news. That's a pretty big move. And Discover Financial Services credit card delinquency rate 1.7% at September, ending up from 1.67 the end of August. And its credit card charge-off rate 2.63 at September, up 2.48% in August. New holdings is moving up 4.25%. Mentioned positively embarrassing, the stock is worth a look. Company is the owner of Nubank, the Latin America's largest fintech company, focusing on large population of underserved customers. On to Upstart, upgraded to neutral from underperform, raised target to $45 from $10. And it is moving up, but pretty close to 13% this morning. Lundbeck to acquire Longboard Financial Pharmaceuticals in a strategic deal, significantly enhancing its neuroscience pipeline. LBPH shareholders will receive $60 a share in transaction valued at approximately $2.6 billion equity value and $2.5 billion net cash on a fully diluted basis shares. So huge gap up. This company was moving up on Friday. Somebody probably knew something, and it's up 51% today. Pretty amazing. AstraZeneca and Daiichi Sankyo. And Airto has received conditional approval in China as a monotherapy for treatment of adult patients in resectable, locally advanced, or metastatic non-small cell lung cancer, and as CLC, whose tumors have been activating HER2, ERBB2 mutations, and who have received a prior systemic therapy. So AstraZeneca is up slightly, 0.39%. And Daiichi Sankyo does not come up on our charts. Catalent has agreed to sell its oral drug development and small-scale manufacturing facility in Somerset, New Jersey, to private contract drug manufacturer Ardena, the company said on Monday. Reminder, Novo Holdings signed a $16.5 billion deal to buy Catalent in February to boost Wegovy supply. So Catalent is up slightly today, 0.23%. And on to Cycle Pharmaceuticals Limited is interested in acquiring Vanda Pharmaceuticals after one of Vanda's drugs failed to receive regulatory approval, according to Bloomberg. The $488 million offer has been reaffirmed by Cycle, even though Vanda stock has fallen 29% since June, the people said. We got a gap up in Vanda shares up 13%, currently on the low for the day. That is massive volume, up 2,758%. On to technology, media, and telecom. Apple is reportedly planning to launch an affordable version of its Vision headset priced at around $2,000 and without the eyesight feature as early as next year. Apple is up about 1% today. And finally, Taiwan Semiconductor is expected to report a 40% leap in quarter 3 profit on Thursday, thanks to soaring demand, set to report a net profit of $298.2 billion, $9.27 billion in the U.S. For the quarter ended September 30th. That estimate compared to the 2023 third quarter net profit of Taiwan, $211 billion. Taiwanese, $211 billion. So once again, that was Taiwanese $298.2 billion, which equates to $9.27 billion in the US. And it is moving up today, up about 0.5%. So that is a story there. Let us move on to our regular daily routine. Only thing that is up 10% is longboard. Let us move up to the 5% category. 16 items. Bausch & Lomb, gapping up today. Near the low, but it's still up 7.5%. And 400% increase in volume. Birna Technologies develops non-lethal weapons and lethal munitions. It's up 7.66% on a 106% increase in volume. CAP Clean Energy Carriers, Greece-based company, provides crude oil petroleum products. Transportation with a fleet of 20 vessels, up 6.41%. Coinbase is moving up 8.7%. Castle Biosciences clears its profit zone, is up nearly 6%, 311% increase in volume. Donald J. Trump Media and Technology is in the media diversified. It continues up 5.3% on 239% increase in volume. Hims and Hers Health up 10%. We got a gap up here. I believe this is being added to the S&P 600. Jasper Therapeutics is up 10%. Earnings are supposed to be up 33% this year. There's Longboard, which we just looked at. Limbach Holdings clears a profit zone, up over 5%. Mara, up pretty close to 11%. This is in the crypto area. I believe they're the #1 trader of cryptocurrencies. Mtron Industries manufactures high-performance communication control, satellite, radar, electronic warfare, guided munitions. This is up a little over 7%. Pretty good volume so far this morning. Penumbra, the local Alameda company, is working on the right side. It looks like it's come into the base. It's about 5.63%. Seaport Entertainment. Looks like this is a IPO, provides restaurant, retail, leisure activities for customers socialize in. It's up 5.7% today. Let's see if this can clear the base here. We're just going to add this to our IPO category. Siri XM Holdings, gaps up 8%, 375% increase in volume. And Upstart, which we read in the news. So that's a look at what's up 5% on increase in volume. We haven't done anything new for their portfolio at the moment. Just take a look at what is trending. On the A-Lab, it's pulling back a little bit, off 1.44%. Kava, it's pretty close to flat, off 0.8%. Carpenter Technologies pulling back a little bit, 1.66%. Oracle, slightly up, kind of right there in the profit zone. Garden Health got up to its 10-day declining average here, pulling back a little bit this morning. NVIDIA. Before we look at the rest of our portfolio, we'll just take a look at the rest of big cap tech. Looks like NVIDIA is getting close to the pivot zone right there. Meta is the other really strong big cap tech. Netflix has its earnings later this week. We looked at Apple in the news. Amazon be flat here. Looks like it's starting to set up towards breakout though. To see if it can continue. Microsoft up slightly. Tesla trying to rebound from the sell-off here, up 0.84%. And Google actually bouncing a little bit here. And Eli Lilly, it's kind of flat there as well. So we just continue on. Elf Beauty gets above its 20-day moving average. American Superconductor holding kind of strong here at 24.19. Reddit continues its breakout, up another 1.43%. Terra, kind of flat here after breaking out of the pivot zone, just kind of following the 10-day moving average. Dave had a nice move on Friday, is kind of continuing that this morning, up 1.42%. MicroStrategy gaps up this morning on the move on Bitcoin. And BitX is doing about the same here. So that is where we're at. Friday, we have our covered calls in BitX. We'll see if it gets up to 33. And if so, we'll roll over into MicroStrategy. And that is kind of our story for today. Hope everybody has a great day. Go out there, make a difference, and keep working on your goals and your activities. That's how you'll get to the promised land. And if we can help you with any of your financial goals, please reach out to us, and happy to help.